Good morning, students. I am Mrs. L. Karthiyayani, Assistant Professor, PG and Research Department of English, Palniyandavar Arts College for Women. Today, we are here to see an important and trending topic of the contemporary period. What is it? Eco-literature. So, the term eco-literature combines two most important and arena of the contemporary world. One is ecology and the other is literature. Literature is nothing but our human life and its reflections. Our emotions, empathy, sympathy, feelings, inner thoughts are all conveyed through some typical genres called poetry, prose, novel, drama, etc. Apart from these genres, there is one more most important and peculiar genre is that criticism. So criticism nowadays it has been combined with our environment. Environment is what it makes us live together with our biosphere. Ecology is mainly concerned with our biosphere where all living organisms live together. Each one allot their own life for the other kind of species. This is what a biosphere is. Now, recently we had crossed World Environment Day, which is celebrated every year in our world just to preserve and protect all kinds of organisms. Literature reflects some important key points where and how environment should be protected. That is what reflected in the term called eco-literature. This term did not naturally arise. It has arisen from the term called eco-criticism. The eco-critic Cheryl Glotfelty has given a beautiful definition to eco-criticism. Eco-criticism is the study of relationship between ecology, that is the physical environment, and literature. So coming to the literary aspect, one of the most important eco-critical writer is Rachel Carson. His novel The Silent Spring. This novel gives a detailed analysis about the biosphere, the organisms living in this biosphere and how they are interrelated with this world. That aspect is beautifully described in Rachel Carson's novel The Silent Spring. One more important novel in literature, that is Ernest Hemingway, an American writer who has given us the most famous novel, The Old Man and the Sea. On the outset, if you read the novel, it will be like philosophical and it's more lively and it gives some message to the humankind. But while you read in depth of the novel, you could feel the environment surrounded in a sea. An old man alone lives for continuous 2 days in the sea where he faces different kind of environment and lives one among with the biosphere. And another important poem in literature, that is the Coromandel Fishes, written by Sarojini Naidu. It clearly depicts the life of fishermen and the marine environment that they are accompanied with. And another poem, coming to another poem of Sylvia Plath's Mushrooms. Mushrooms is just a beautiful poem where she has combined two greater themes. One is ecology, it is the environment where the mushrooms are grown up, and the other is the feminine part, the feminist criticism. So there it can be compared, this poem can be compared as an eco-feministic poem. So literature in itself has numerous kinds of nourishment to relish with. What we have to do is get deep into each one of the genre, get yourself delved into nature where you could enjoy environment, your own biosphere as well as literature. As great scholars have told us, literature is what? The reflection of life. Absolutely. Literature is a reflection of our own life Our life doesn't simply mean the routine work, what we get up in the morning, the routine works we do all the day and going to bed at night. Not only this is human life. Apart from that, how we live one among with nature, how we live with the small pet animals that we are surrounded with, how we live with smaller insects that we face every day, how we live one among with these kinds of trees and plants that are surrounded us and make us live today with the oxygen that they let out. So with this note, I thank you for sharing this session, and let me discuss some more important key points in the next class. Thank you.